Welcome back. Clean water changes everything, but millions of people around the world do not have access to it. And of course, in this segment, we're going to be talking about how you break that down, that message down to children. A big event that's happening tomorrow. Claire Gooch is an author, and she's going to help young readers, understand this critical issue. And you do it in such a really creative and colorful way. Claire, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jamarcus.
Yes. So World Water Day is happening tomorrow.
Yes.
And you're going to be doing a story time event at the Children's Museum of the Upstate here in Greenville. But before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about the critical issue of people not having access to clean drinking water. We were talking off camera about how we don't think about it as Americans.
Right.
We don't think about clean drinking water very much.
Right. Yeah, so there are more than 700 million people around the world that actually don't have access to clean water.
That's incredible.
Which is a pretty shocking number.
Yeah.
And like we said, something that we don't really think about here in Greenville. We turn on our faucet and there's our clean water. But that's what we do at Set Free. We are working to provide clean water for villages in India and in West Africa. And Wella, our little mascot here, is actually a great tool that has helped us teach this really huge problem to kids in a way that they can understand.
And the elephant is such an approachable, mascot to be able to talk about that too. And that number is staggering for a lot of people to be able to see that. Talk about the missions that Set Free is doing in those areas of West Africa. What types of things do you do when you go there?
Yeah, so in West Africa, we are primarily drilling wells for clean water. We've actually drilled more than 1,000 wells in our time, serving more than 3 million people with clean water. We're also drilling wells across India as well. And in India, we're rescuing children from slavery as well, hosting medical clinics and planting churches to share the gospel.
And that Wella has something to do with kind of that, getting those folks out of slavery.
Yes, so Wella is a really cool example of how our mission is all connected in India. So Wella is actually hand-stitched by young women in our care right now in India that have been rescued from slavery, and they are practicing their skills in tailoring. That's a really competitive and lucrative job opportunity for girls there. So they practice by hand-stitching these beautiful elephants, and then when they're sent here to America, we sell them, and their profit goes back to employing the girls for their work and to providing clean water for villages that many of these girls were once from.
I mean, if that doesn't show you the way your mission is working, I mean, nothing does, right?
Right.
And then you're an author as well for Water for Wella. Tell us about this.
That's
And this
right.
is the book you're going to be reading tomorrow at the Children's
That's
Museum.
right, yep. So Water for Wella was this idea that came to be out of our little mascot here, Wella. It's all about her journey to finding clean water for her village in India. And it really just discusses this big topic of dirty water and the effects of it, and the transformation that comes with clean water. And it talks about it in a way that kids can relate to and understand and spur them to know that they can make a difference in the lives of other children.
I'm glad that you're doing
well.
this, because a lot of parents are trying to figure out how to take tough topics and boil them down a bit. And so glad that you're doing this. So tell us about your story time tomorrow for World Water Day.
Yes, so tomorrow is World Water Day, and we are going to be at TCMU at 10 a.m. for a special story time of Water for Wella and a really fun activity for the kids to participate in that's going to teach them like the hands-on hardships of collecting dirty water in India. And this event is free with your admission to the museum, and you can even purchase Water for Wella right there in the bookstore.
And I'm sure people will want to purchase a Wella as well.
Yes.
So again, that starts at 10 o'clock at the Children's Museum of the Upstate, and that's 300 College Street here in Greenville. And you can go to tcmupstate.org for more information. They can also find out more about Set Free at their website as well.
Yes, at setfreealliance.org you can learn all about our mission, and you can also purchase Water for Wella or your very own Wella.
Thank you for the work that you guys are doing around the world. And again, this event happening at the Children's Museum tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Celebrate World Water Day. Setfreealliance.org is the website to go and check out. Claire, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us. We appreciate it.